right. Hello. Good morning, beautiful people. South Florida is gorgeous today, you guys. We should be broadcasting from the beach. I'd be fighting off the seagulls and the little beautiful sandpipers. Good to see you guys. And I just every Sunday morning, it just is such a delight to be able to check in with you all and just be a part of this community and just to be loved by you all and to you guys allowing me to love on you and I just appreciate you guys so much. So I can already see several of you jumping online on our Facebook timeline for the Metaphysical Chapel, for my own personal timeline for the YouTube channel. So we definitely are broadcasting in several places. And I hope your week has been just amazing. You know, the world situation is beginning to lighten up with the pandemic situation, and I'm noticing in my clients that they're just the mindset of my clients is beginning to shift, going back to normal, and people are starting to have a little more faith in the world. And we definitely have seen a lot of strife and struggle on the news channels with race relations, which is a never-ending battle, it seems. Very disheartening. But, you know, people say, well, what can I do about it? And I thought about that the other day because I heard someone say, what can I do about it? And, you know, Spirit has told us many times that our thoughts are things in the spirit world of life. And so when we sit in prayer and in healing, distant healing, absent healing, and we send forward these beautiful, positive, loving, healing thoughts, we actually are affecting change in the world of spirit. We're touching, we're merging with the ethers. And so we really become aligned with this beautiful psychic universe that we live in, this beautiful spiritual universe we exist in. And we are literally the embodiment of spirit in human form. We are spiritual beings first and foremost, and we're having a human experience. Because we're here on earth to bring forward the light of God and to bring forward the demonstration of a greater reality, a demonstration of divinity within all of creation, we are meant to use our thoughts. We're meant to bring forward our thoughts into words and take those words into action, put those actions to good use, to be of service to other people, and just to begin to be the flow. Let's just call it the flow. Be the flow of God in motion. And what is God? God is love. Lord knows we need more love in this world, don't we? You know, why can't we just have a kindness revolution? Why can't the planet go crazy with people just being kind? You know, sometimes I'll go through like Starbucks or a drive-through somewhere, and it's in the lady at the, what do you call it? The window that opens up and they give you your delivery. Your delivery. You know what I mean. They hand you your ice cream or your hamburger or something. And so often, it's really surprising, but the lady will say, or the gentleman will say, oh, the car ahead of you paid for your coffee, your hamburger, whatever. And I'm like, they did? And I thought, you know what? Okay, I was going to spend the money anyway. Do it for the person behind me. And you kind of just start this little train of love in the fast food joint. And, you know, we just have to start doing kind, respectful, loving, healing, uplifting, inspiring, empowering things for people, because the world has got to be surrounded and blanketed in love at this time. People are afraid still to go out of their homes, to travel. People are afraid to go into certain parts of town because of the color of their skin, or because they have more wealth than the people in that part of town. Things like that. It's so ridiculous. We are one human species. We are literally God in expression. And when we understand that, we should be in alignment with the teachings of any religion, really. They all say, love thy neighbor. Did it say love them if they're black? Did it say love them if they're white? Love them if they're Asian? Love them if they're Hispanic? No. Love them if they're gay or trans? No. It simply said love your neighbor. Love. Love your, 3 words. And there's only one verb in that sentence. Technically, there always is, I think. Wasn't very good at English. But the verb is love. And God is not a noun. A noun. Whew, that was a Texas accent. God is not a noun. God is not a person. A white man on a throne. I need to show you guys that video. In fact, I got to see what I can do to find that video. There's this video I show at my church sometimes, and it says, God is not a white man. And that is so, it's a powerful little video. Beautiful, cute little video. And it just reminds us at the core of that video's message is God is love. And you can't put God in a box. You can't resell God. And God is not a color. And God is not a race. And God is not a flag. God is not a political party. But God is love. And I like that. And that's why I chose to wear. Can you see? I got my beautiful little red love shirt on with my little hearts. This was made by Reverend Gail Hicks. A little shout out there. She's not our sponsor today, but she's our angel today. And on the back of my shirt, it says, meditation is the best medication. Amen? And a women? Oh, I love it. And you know, I just wanted to talk about self-love today. And what I would like to do for us as we begin this Sunday broadcast, you know, I thought it'd be nice to just kind of do something different, mix it up. So we're going to open in meditation. I'm going to take us through a beautiful, really a beautiful meditation I've done many, many times. And I just want you to allow my words, allow the vibration of this broadcast to just wash over you into your spirit. Let it merge with you. So let's do that now. And just begin to close your eyes. And just close your eyes. And just begin the process of connecting to all that is. And just take a deep breath in. Simple. Let that breath out. And in this meditational segment, and I just seek to bring us all into a state of divine metaphysical connectedness so that we can return to this valuable experience really at any time, any day of the week, anytime we feel disconnected from the universe, from your light. And so let's begin just by making ourselves comfortable. You know, if you have to move your shoulders, move your hands, position your legs and your feet. Beautiful. And you can place your hands in your lap in an upward position to receive grace that's all around you. Connect with the presence of spirit all around you. And as we go inward, just begin by taking in and releasing some deep breaths. And while you're doing that, just visualize breathing out to Mother Earth all that's worrying you. And just ask this beautiful universe to kindly wrap it all up. All those worries, the struggles, the stress, concerns, obstacles, all the disharmony, dis-ease, disbalance in your life. Just release that into a bundle. And the universe wraps that up and it transforms it immediately into pure white light. You have a beautiful sphere of white light before you. Maybe it's in your hands or in your lap, or it's floating above you or in front of you. And I want you to feel the weight of all of that lifted away from you. Your spiritual frequency, the resonant vibration of you has just become lighter. And let's take a deep breath in and let that breath out. Perfect. Peace. Deep breath in. Let that breath out. And again, one last breath in. I love it. Let that breath out to Mother Earth. She receives, she neutralizes, she balances. God bless you, Mother. Mother Earth, Gaia. God bless you, sweetheart. And now just begin to visualize yourself surrounded in a bubble of divine protective light. Some of us feel we need protection just from all the negativity in the world. And so let's do that. Just use this moment as a teaching moment and just surround yourself in a beautiful bubble of white protective light. So often the prophets and the mystics, the mediums, the seers, the oracles, they all speak of the white light. I've actually visualized this divine light a couple of times. It was actually quite shocking. And it came to me in meditation. And it literally is a living light. And it just encompasses you. And this beautiful high vibrational light is around you. You are beautifully protected from all negativity in the world or all disharmony. And you remain in your light, bright and strong. Say to yourself in your mind or out loud, join me now, repeat after me. I now surround myself in divine protective light. Perfect. Let's begin our journey. And I want you to just imagine with the mirror of your mind that you're walking down this beautiful earthen road, and in the distance you see a massive oak tree. And above that oak tree you see a gorgeous double rainbow up in the sky, far, far up in the sky. And soon you have come upon this beautiful, majestic, mighty oak tree. It's thick with leaves and thick with acorns. And I want you to concentrate on the tree. Move your spiritual awareness into that tree. Feel yourself growing roots deep into the earth, connecting to Mother Earth, beautiful Gaia, just as this tree is. And experience how good that feels, that healing strength that comes with the roots and the trunk, the body of the tree. And now imagine your mind is like all of the branches. And I want you to lift up each branch into the beautiful light of that first rainbow that hovers not so far away, but just above that mighty oak tree. And as we raise our branches to that beautiful rainbow, we are raising our consciousness, moving to a state of higher consciousness, that spiritual higher mind. Really enjoy that glow of the multicolored light that is all around you in this rainbow. All of the frequencies, all of the refracted lights. Just bathe your body, mind, your soul in that light. And I want you to allow that light to penetrate into your mind. Allow it to merge or to flow naturally into you. All of your body, down into your fingers, your toes, into every part of your body. Deeply, fully. And now let it begin to move, to flow like a fountain of water out of your crown chakra, down and out into the auric field. And I want you to just stay with this lovely light feeling, this prismatic light. It's scintillating, it's magnetic, it's crisp, it's bubbling. This light is incredible, effervescent. I love that word. Just like little champagne bubbles. You just can feel the resonance of that auric light. Now let's do this. Let's take our mind higher, because now we're going to move ourselves to cosmic mind, to connect with universal consciousness, source of inspiration, intuition, in divine moments. And so allow the mind to stretch further. Reach upward with the branches of the tree that you are, up into that beautiful second glorious rainbow, even higher in the sky, far up in the atmosphere. And you are now connecting with universal source consciousness. That's right. You are merged in the mind of God, the source of all wisdom, the home of the angels. And I want you guys to just enjoy this higher contact. I want you to stay with it, absorb it, allow it to flow into you. And I want you to visualize your spiritual body expanding, glowing brightly into the purest white divine light of which we are all made by divine Creator. When we do this, I want you to allow yourself to realize just how much you are loved. You are love, but you are loved by God, by this universe. And this is the light of truth. And I want you to rest a while here. I'm going to just allow you to float in this space of beauty, and peace for a little bit of time. I'll be back. And I want you to ask now, for whatever guidance, whatever help you need in your life right now, whatever might elevate your soul, bring healing to your spirit, to really just restore and take your mind away from worry and fear or concern. What could bring answers to you? Just remain in this light, but ask the light for your guidance. And trust whatever comes. Don't judge it. Don't second guess it. You weren't thinking it prior to this because it was brought to you by Spirit, by divine universal consciousness. Just trust what you receive. And I just want to encourage us to stay connected in this moment to all of this, what we have just created. I want you to reconnect with this every single day, just at least once a day. Promise me you'll do that. And when you decide to open your eyes in just a moment, I want you to remember, stand in gratitude, give thanks to the light, that living light of truth. Know that benefits shower upon you every day, not only during this meditation, but in the light that will continue to pour into your light, into your mind, into your life, into the blessings, the doors of opportunity, the synchronicity, the signs from Spirit. That is the benefits of God, the blessings of God. That is your alignment with the universe, with your higher truth. It shows you're on the right track, and you are always welcome here in this vibration, in this light. So whenever you feel you need to find your way back to this divine source, realize that you are returning back home to that state of love. And I want us to now just begin to return to this time, this space in these body temples. And we reconnect the mind and the body in this beautiful space, in this beautiful way. And we bless ourselves. And we thank you, Spirit, for the words, the wisdom, the light, the healing, just your love. I'm in love with you, Spirit. We should be thinking that every day. I'm in love with you, Spirit. And that's how a life is a life that's lived, a very blessed life. Full of opportunities, amazing synchronicities and signs. A life of blessed living. That's my life, y'all. Begin to come back. Move your fingers and your toes. Open those beautiful eyes. Open those beautiful eyes and welcome back. Welcome back, friends. Gorgeous. Love it. Well, you guys, today I want to share with you some principles on self-love. Really, the concept of love is the core of the message today. And every Sunday when we gather here in Metaphysical Community, we gather to really just come together in community to bring light to one point, to create a center of light in our communities. And when we do that, we are creating a center of love, a house of love. I want you to understand that in Greek, I guess a couple of thousand years ago, really, these concepts, some of the great philosophers spoke about love, and they talked about agape. I love that word. House of agape. It means house of love. But it's not just a love. It's a deep love. Agape means a deep love for someone. This color red is agape, right? This color red can symbolize actually like a red rose, and even a deeper shade of red, actually, now that I think of it. Think of a red rose, that deep red. That's the love you have for a dear spouse, a dear friend, a parent, a sibling. Agape. And so we also have this concept for our friends. We have love for friends. And that's called philia. And then we have eros. Well, we know eros, right? That's a frisky friendliness. And really it's all about, it's a lustful kind of love. And we're human beings. We're made for procreation and sex. It's just how we all are. It's a fact of life. And so there's purpose for that. That's a way of connecting with other human beings. And so today I just want to kind of bring us back to what is love? What does love have to do with it? What is love to you? You know what love is for me? Let me tell you. I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. So love for me, because I'm a minister, love for me has a very deeply religious, very spiritual meaning to it. And for me, love is God, this universe, in motion, in expression, through the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom, the human species. God is everything. All of the natural laws, all the forces of nature. God is everything in motion. Everything is always resonantly vibrating, isn't it? And that is love in motion. And so we understand that for me, when I say God is love, what is love? God. I say every day, actually, I do this in meditation. I bring forward the light of God, the love of God, the truth of God. I feel you, yes. To me, through me, and from me. Now, when I say that, to me, through me, and from me, I am embodying that flow of divinity, that flow of the light of love of God. And as I do that, I recognize that the love that flows to me, those are all the blessings in my life. Those are the synchronicity and signs and all of the amazing opportunities, the friends that come my way, family members who love and support me. Those are my blessings coming to me. Gifts from people, those are blessings from the universe coming through them to you. Acts of kindness, that's the universe sending its love to you. God blessing you, the angels loving you. And so when God is flowing through me as love, it's when I'm breathing, when I am in contemplation, when I am in meditation, right? And when God is flowing, when love is flowing from me out into the world, that's when I am, that's right. The God flowing through me is my thoughts. Where do my thoughts come from? How are they just there? Because my thoughts are not of me. My thoughts are of God. They're entering my mind. And so when they flow from me, in my words, my actions, kind words, good actions, good deeds, charitable things, loving acts, random acts of kindness, right? The things that I do for other people, as I give, so I receive, amen, right? And I want you to think about this just for a moment, because so often, how often do we love ourselves? And that's important, because remember those three words that I shared with you a minute ago? Eros, agape, and philia. There is one missing. In the Greek language, there's no word for self-love. But there's a word for other kinds of love. Isn't that interesting? And so this concept of self-love comes into play. I want us to talk about self-love, and I want us to realize this. I want you to look at your life, your own life. How do you treat yourself? Is your cup of self-love, that's how I want to say it, is it full or is it empty? Or are there only a few drops in there? We have to love ourselves every day. How do I do that? I get up out of bed, brush my teeth, put on some makeup, do my hair, whatever I do. Drink some fresh water that I've said I love you to. I bless it. I go outside. I stand in the sunlight. I receive the light and the love of God into my body, a blessing of light, morning light. I enter my meditation room. I tell Spirit, thank you for holding this space for me. I sit down. I wrap in a blanket. I turn on some beautiful music. Off go the lights. And I bless myself. I love myself for 30 minutes every day. sometimes an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, whatever I have time for. That's how I love myself. That is my cup of self-love every day. And I do other things. I bless myself with a movie once in a while. I'm a workaholic, I admit it. I do work a lot and I work hard. But I stop and make time for myself. Or I go out to the beach or out into the yard and dig and move plants around and play with nature. Or go walk by the water. Or spend time with my dogs or my cats or whatever. That's how you love yourself. And I want you to understand this, that really, how we begin the process of mastering self-love. Because we can't heal the world until we begin to heal ourselves. That's something I should have said earlier. This world will never be healed until we begin to heal ourselves. We are the problem. We're the culprit, right? So when we begin to change our mind, we change our life. And so let's start loving ourselves. A little self-love every morning. Look in the mirror and just say, Kevin, I love you. Kevin, you're beautiful. You're perfect. You're exactly as the universe needed you. And I'm so proud of you. Just keep doing you. Keep shining. And just say that to yourself. Say nice things. Just empower yourself. Uplift yourself. Fill your cup of self-love with more droplets of that beautiful golden truth. The way that we can, really 3 ways. These are very easy ways, you guys. 3 ways that we can begin to master self-love is to just simply be mindful. And I'll tell you, you will never be mindful and never be aware unless you're meditating. If you are not making the effort to sit and meditate, you will not become a mindful person. Meditation changes the frequency, the resonance of your mind and slows it down and allows you to become the observer of the situation. And years ago when I began meditating, I caught myself one day and I realized, oh, I'm self-analyzing a situation that I'm a part of. Maybe I created it. Maybe I just walked into it. But I'm not a part of it. I'm not merged with that situation. So I recognize that I'm observing my situation. That's mindfulness. So I recognize how this situation, this person, place, or thing makes me feel. I'm aware of tension in my body, tension wherever it may be. That's being mindful. How does this situation, person, or place make me feel? How am I resonating with it? Mindfulness. That the key really to mindfulness is just being inner aware, that inner awareness. Being in the now. Meditation, those are so important. It's how we discover you, ourselves. And, you know, there's this saying that Spirit says so often in our circles, and they say, behind the dark clouds of life, the sun of God is always shining. And that's so beautiful to me. I just love that. And I've seen some mystical phenomena that where those images were created of beautiful clouds and sunlight, beautiful artistic stuff. And what I noticed was, when Spirit talked about this beautiful saying, what they're saying is the dark clouds symbolize the challenges and the tragedies and traumas in our life, the points of fear. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fear. Because fear is not being connected with the truth, the truth of higher awareness, the truth of God, the truth of higher teachings. If you are not connected to love, you are disconnected and you are in a state of fear, false evidence appearing real. And so I want us to understand this, that we've got to be mindful of the situation. Those dark clouds, those are the spiritual lessons that are being brought forward. And the way you find the silver lining is through inner awareness, recognizing, aha, something doesn't feel right in this environment, within me, with the situation, with the person, whatever. I recognize, I'm observing something's taking place. I know there's a spiritual lesson buried here, like an Easter egg. You got to hunt for it. And so when you do that and you find it, that's how you find your silver lining, right? So learning the lesson, overcoming the lesson, walking through the fire, and learning from it That's how you find your silver lining. Important. Now, let's think about that. So we've already talked about inner awareness leading us to a state of mastering of self-love, how to uplift ourselves, be more compassionate. But have you thought about this? So many of us feel we have to be perfect. I used to think I had to work my butt off to be as perfect as I could, body, mind, and soul, the way I spoke, the way I dressed, the way I appeared, the way I achieved titles, went to school, created jobs, created nonprofits, created companies, served other people, went home to see family all the time. They never came to see me in the last 50 years. But I made the effort. I tried to be the best son or child or brother or whatever. And what did it get me? Perfection is reserved for the higher realms, not for the third dimension. This dimension is meant for imperfection. This dimension, third dimension of life, this human embodiment, is meant for us to bumble and stumble, right? To make mistakes, right? There are no dark cloud moments in the higher spheres. That's reserved for this realm. That's why so many souls come here to experience them, because they don't get the same opportunities in the fourth and fifth and higher dimensions. They come here because it's so difficult. This is a school of life for every soul. Incredibly difficult. And so realize this, we are a common humanity. Why are we fighting each other and killing each other and bombing each other? We are one human species. We're not meant to be perfect. We don't have all the answers. We're not meant to get things right. We're simply meant to do the best we can. As they say, don't shoot for perfection, but strive for excellence in all you do and think and say. Strive to be the best that you can be. But don't let it consume you. And so I want us to understand that we have to just stand strong in recognizing that we are here as spiritual beings in human form to master self-love. Not to meddle with somebody else's life and teach them and to think we know better and guide other people into a state of self-love, right? We can guide them. We can shine our light for them, but they have to do the work. You know, in Texas, we always say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. It's really true. If you've ever had a farm or had horses, horses will do whatever the heck they want to do a lot of times. And it's the same with people. You cannot force somebody to love themselves. You simply have to learn to shine your light on them and give them and to be the example of the change that you want to see in the world. Thank you. May Gandhi must be around me, inspiring me. Be the change you want to see in the world. So start loving yourself. Start healing yourself. Don't worry about even your spouse. Don't worry about your spouse. Don't worry about your mother, your child. You focus on you, because you are all that matters. There is no death. My soul cannot be harmed. I live on into the higher spheres, so I can't do any harm to anybody by ignoring them. I focus on me. I put the oxygen mask on me first. And I get my state into a state of wholeness and balance and harmony and divine love. And I just become this radiant being. And I just, once I'm solid in who I am and I love myself and I'm proud of myself and I'm empowered, then my hand goes out to lift up others like you who need a little bit of encouragement. Now I'm strong and I'm full of that beautiful pranic life force energy. Now I can share my energy with other people from a full perspective. But if I'm depleted, if my cup of self-love or self-worth is almost empty, I have nothing to give others. I have nothing to give others. So we have to make sure that we are first. Take care of us first. Build your house on the rock. And it can withstand anything. And the last thing I want to leave us with in this thought of mastering self-love and beginning to change the world through loving and healing ourselves is this. Really just be kind to yourself. Turn off the negativity of the news every morning or every evening. I don't even watch it, you guys. Why would I want to poison the garden of my mind with all the hostility, the negativity, the race relations? I don't need to hear it. I just need to love the people of all colors and sexualities and handicaps who walk through my doors, who come to my ministry, that the universe feels I am perfect to serve. The universe, God, the angels, sent them to me. Just as they send friends and coworkers and new jobs to you. Those are beautiful ministries waiting to be served. Strangers on the street, homeless men and women who come to you asking for $1. It's not your place to judge what they're going to do with it. What do you care? If you care, that's the problem. You never gave the gift away. Bless them with $5. Bless them with a bottle of water. Bless them with a granola bar. Bless them with a salad or a hamburger from a neighboring fast food chain. Bless them. Stop judging. And if somebody is nasty and negative to you, harsh to you, mean to you, heartbreaking to you, threatens your life, realize that their soul is in a state of fear, not in a state of love. Mean people do mean things to other people. People who don't love themselves do mean things to other people. And you know what? I heard a very, very dear friend many years ago say, if I can think of it, how did he say it? I'm just going to go with it. I can't remember how it went, but it's something to this effect. Beautiful people are surround themselves with beautiful flowers. And mean people do not. And basically, this little saying that I've not gotten right, I can't think of it at the moment, it basically is true. Because I find beauty in flowers, I'm often surrounded by a home of flowers. In other words, I plant flowers on my front porch, around my home. And ugly people, meaning cruel, mean people, negative people, people that are angry, cannot see the beauty around them. They don't put flowers out. They don't put plants out. They're not interested in the beauty of nature, the beauty of God in motion that's around them. And God smiles through the flowers. So the beauty of the flowers is often found around beautiful people. And I love that. And really, just we have to remember that when people are cruel to us, don't engage them. Recognize their soul is struggling to overcome. They're in a dark cloud moment. And we know the sun, the presence of God is all around us. They just haven't recognized the sun is behind those dark clouds. And so we just have to send them a blessing. Lord, Divine Spirit, Christ consciousness, bless them. Allow them to find the silver lining in that tragedy or that situation, whatever's making them angry. Just bless them. I hope that they find, I affirm, I stand in truth, I affirm that they will find the answer. God bless you. And that's how I would speak to someone that is mean or cruel or not very nice. I don't say it to them, but I say it for them. And I'll turn and walk away. And that's just a beautiful way of doing that, you know. And really, when we are kind to ourselves, we recognize that we begin the change in the world we hope to see. And we recognize that in times of challenges, we have to take care of ourselves first. And so, just to recap what we've covered, which was just be aware, be mindful, be innerly aware of how do you feel in this situation with this person, place, or thing? And recognize we're not meant to be perfect. We're not meant to get everything right. We're not meant to be angry or be in fear. We're meant to be kind, to be love in motion. And in this knowing, we have to understand that we are the change this world is waiting for. So just begin to love yourself. And once you've loved yourself up and just filled your cup up full of all that gorgeous self-love, now you can reach your hand out and lift somebody else up who needs a little guidance, a little bit of light from the beacon of hope that you are, the lighthouse that you are. And just sing the praises of the angels. Just know you're being supported and guided. You're never alone. Your loved ones, guides, and teachers are always with you, even in those dark cloud moments of life. Recognize there's a silver lining waiting to be found, and I encourage you to go and find yours. From my house to yours, from my heart to yours, and definitely from my spirit to yours. Much love, friends. And until next Sunday, we'll see you then. Goodbye.